Hello. Welcome to jasonnewland.com, and this is Let Me Bore You to Sleep. My name's Jason Newland. Vinnie has just had a sausage, but he wants more sausages, and he's now whining. Never satisfied. Never satisfied. Only listen when you can. Safely close your eyes. That's weird. Okay, right. So it's supposed to be, well, it is Monday. It's not supposed to be Monday, it's actually Monday, the 6th of October 2025. And I know it's kind of Monday's boring objects, but I'm not going to do that. Although I am, the Monday's boring objects, the subject today is going to be, I suppose, website promotion. You might think, I was just going to talk about your website. Well, yeah, but I'll talk about what I've done in the past over the last, 20 odd years. So, well, I've had websites since 2001. That's the first website I had. Or was it? No, 2000. So, before I go any further, I really notice the desk squeaking when I make a recording, much more than the rest of the time, apart from early in the morning and in the afternoon. Oh, okay, so yeah, I want to say a big thank you first of all to Paul. To say thank you, Paul, for your kind PayPal gift. I posted a thank you on the Jason Newland's Boring group, but I don't seem to be able to contact you any other way. So just want to say thank you. Very much appreciated. Very much. As a lovely surprise. Also, if you've got any questions for this week's Q&A Friday, which would be on the 10th of October 2025. Please also go to my Jason Newland's or your Jason Newland's Boring group and ask some questions, because last week I only had one question. So it'd be good to get a few this week. Also to say hello to Laura as well. And kind of what I've been doing, also to Christine. So Christine enjoyed one of my podcasts. So I want to thank you for your kind words when you leave reviews and that. So I've been doing a couple of things. I've spent all weekend doing this. The first one, which was going through comments and reviews to post onto my website. So I started off going to YouTube, and I basically posted all the what's that? That's strange. Okay. So I go in all reviews. So I've got a lot of reviews now that I've posted, but some of these the ones on YouTube. Oh dear. No, I just saw the one that Vinnie posted. My dad keeps ignoring me. I'm Vinnie, and my daddy makes these podcasts when he should be taking me for walks and giving me treats. Grrr. Bit cheeky. He is a cheeky little monkey. So what I've been doing, I've been going through the various messages, and it's taken a long time to do it. Long time. But I managed to, I don't know how many is on each page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's probably a couple of hundred reviews now. So I did YouTube first, and then I did Facebook. I went through the Facebook. So the Facebook. So I did YouTube first. I'm just having a look. Okay. So I put down the name, the YouTube name of the person. So if you click on it, yeah, so YouTube name. Oh, okay, is that it? So you can see who left the comment. If it's actually okay, right, so yeah, that's what I've done really. So I did all the YouTube ones like Chloe, Christine, Darby, lots of different people. And I've only written down what the people actually said. Dimitri is another one. So that's done. And then as I got further on, I ended up doing Facebook, and the Facebook from the Jason Newland's boring group. But I've not gone through my page yet, like the normal Jason Newland, Facebook page, or the Jason Newland hypnotist page either. So there's going to be a few more in there. The problem is, so I've got, I don't know, probably got a couple of hundred now on there. It's hard to tell. And there's 10 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There seems to be about 25 on each page. So maybe 250. So it's taken me all weekend to do this, including part of today as well. And so yeah, that's what I've done. So I've gone through these, and then on the Facebook ones, I've just put the first name of the person on Facebook. But as I said, none of them are made up, apart from the Vinnie one that I did, obviously. But it's all like genuine comments and reviews that have been left. And then today, what I did is, or yesterday, I set up the analytics for my website, because I had no idea if I was getting anyone actually visit the website. But it turns out I am, which is good. So I've yeah, it's definitely grown. I've only had, what's grown? I mean, I've only had it on there for 2 days, I think. 5, 6, the 5th and the 6th, maybe the 4th, maybe the 4th. Was the 4th as well? 4th to the 6th. Right. Okay, so it's only the 5th and the 6th. So I've only had 5, So, as I said, it's not a lot, but it's growing. Although it's not growing because it's less than yesterday, so forgetting that. Blah, 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 blah. So that's all right. So I'm just like playing around with that. And then what I've done is on Facebook, I have started some ads. Not ads as in for the listeners to listen to, but adverts as in to try and get more people listening. It's where is it? Okay, go to the dashboard. I've got two, and I also got locked out of my Facebook account while I was doing it, which isn't good, but there you go. What surprised me is how many views I'm getting on my Facebook page every day. That surprised me. I didn't think I was getting any. But I am. Like every day, people are... I mean, the interaction's gone up 451% over the last 28 days. I wonder if I do the last 90 days. Yeah, so yesterday was, mind you, I was on Facebook quite a bit, so that pretty makes sense. So it went up a bit. But then I was on Facebook on Saturday, probably even more, and that was way lower. So, and on the 26th of September, I wasn't on Facebook at all, and that was high. It's kind of weird, really. I don't know. If I put in custom, how far back can we go? January the 1st. If I just go see all. No, not 90 days. Come on, custom. So if I go to 1st of January. Is this as boring as the stats? I don't know. But that's what I've been trying to do is... What is the day today? October. It's the 6th, the 5th, the 6th. That doesn't make sense. It says custom... Oh, got it. Wow. So January to... That's very, very strange. How strange. So according to this, I've had 24,211 views on my podcast page since January. It's not a huge amount, but it's a lot more than I thought. I thought maybe 20 or 30. Yeah. Does that include the Facebook group? I don't know. Oh, by the way, if you'd like to join the Facebook group, oh, it does include that. Or maybe that's all it includes. Maybe that's all it is. I don't know. So what I've done is I have got 2 adverts set up. And they're going to be on Facebook. One is promoting the Jason Newland's boring group on Facebook. And the other one is promoting my website. Well, promoting the podcast really, but my website. So what I'll do is have a look. They've only been running for... Oh, they're both active. They've only been active for like an hour or two. So I've had 50 views on the group one. I've had 50 views and 45 views with 50 viewers. How can I have more viewers than views? That's weird, isn't it? But no link clicks. So no one's clicked the link. So I've spent 34 pence without any link clicks. That doesn't sound right, does it? The website, nothing so far. I mean, that literally's only been probably an hour that's been running, if that. Apparently it takes about 24 hours to get it all like up and running properly. For Facebook to get it all synchronized or whatever. So with the preview of the where was it? Oh, so 2 running. View results. I don't think it's showing. Professional dashboard. I just want to have a look. You know, sometimes you just want to have a look. You know what I mean? Just want to have a look. But, as I said, one is... Why is it not showing it? Insights. That's it. Interactions. Audience. This is boring me now. Blimey. All tools. I mean, there is a comments manager here. Because this is a problem I had, right? I was going through years and years, or I've got 7 years, I think, of the Jason Newland's boring group to go through to find people's comments when when someone's posted something nice. I'm not going to put a review on my website of something that someone said that perhaps is less than beautiful, you know. But generally, the problem is the reviews, because the comments rather are so many over that period. I got back to I managed to get back to, by scrolling that is, 2023, around September, October. And it took me over half an hour to scroll down that far on the laptop. Because I was down to, I think I'd completed 2024, 2025, 2024, and I put the laptop to sleep. I woke up and I thought, I had to start all over again with Facebook to scroll down and keep scrolling down. And there doesn't seem any way that I can actually, well, there might be a way, but I don't know a way to scrape Facebook and find everything. All comments. Okay, that's what I want, all comments. But they're not coming up. There's too many. There's way too many. Which is fine, but well, it's not fine because it's so many. And I want to find more and complete what I started, because, I mean, these are all genuine comments and messages posted on my Facebook page and on YouTube. So nothing's, as I said, it's not made up. I keep saying that, so maybe it's all made up. No, it's not. None of it is made up. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure. If it was made up, I'd be putting much nicer stuff about myself. He's transformed my world. I couldn't sleep and I went to bed and I woke up and I was 6 inches taller and I was 15 years younger. Everything was perfect. Ooh. No. There's a reason I don't make videos, because the faces I pull when I do those voices is disturbing me, which is ironic because I can't actually see myself. I'm not looking in the mirror, but I don't even realise I'm making the face until just then. And I'm just got my face scrunched up. It's like, okay, fair enough. So that's what's going on at the moment. It's what I've been trying to do. There is a few other things I need to do for the website. But ultimately, because it is my website, basically it's a podcast, isn't it? So all our podcasts are on there, the latest podcast episodes, and there's a lot on there. There's a lot. So I'm thinking people are only going to listen if they know about me. If they don't know about me, they're not going to listen. Which is exactly the same. Just said exactly the same thing, really, just two different ways. And the only way anyone's going, well, I suppose, I think some people found me by accident. A happy little accident. I don't know how many happy accidents there are, but that sounds like quite a happy one. You know, I could really do with a nice big chocolate bar, but I'm not. I can't because I've got no food. I've got food, I've got no chocolate though. Although I do have a cornetto ice cream in the freezer that's yelling, eat me, lick me, baby. And there's two actually. I'm thinking, I won't eat all two. There's also a yogurt in the fridge. So I'm thinking, I wasn't thinking, but now I am thinking. That's a mixture, isn't it? A yogurt, strawberry yogurt, and a cornetto. A strawberry cornetto. That's a bit of a mixture there. I quite like, the one good thing about eating the strawberry cornetto is Vinnie can have some. Be kind of the cornetto bit, because that's got chocolate in it, but the actual ice cream, once I've eaten the top of it, and then it's just ice cream, he can have some of that. So he's very happy. And then he likes yogurts as well. There was a time, that I would literally get a yogurt pot and I would fill it with chocolate. Maltesers used to be one of my favourites, and I'd fill it completely. Or what I would do is get a crunchy bar and I'd break it up into the yogurt in kind of a unsociable way, like with my teeth, like that, and it'd all just crumble all over the place. I'd try and catch it in the yogurt jar. Back in 2011, I went through a bit of a manic phase. I think I did, yeah, a little bit of a period. And I was making these vlogs, these were Jason Chat vlogs, and I was doing it every day. And on one of them, I had a laughing fit, but it wasn't because anything was funny. I was just laughing. Just very strange. I was getting extremely excited. Not excited, but. And in one of those videos, I poured a yogurt on my head. I had hair. I've got hair now. But I actually had. This is 2011, so it's 14 years ago. My hair was alright back then. It was receding. There's a little bit of grey. Not a huge amount. Not, I could still manage to get a girlfriend. I wasn't completely past my sell-by date. Well, maybe I was past my sell-by date, but I wasn't, you could still, when you can buy something that's past the sell-by date, but it's still okay to eat. I was kind of there. I was past my sell-by date, but I was still edible. That sounds wrong. But, I was still okay, kind of. Not with a yogurt on my head, but I'm just generally, it's like a little hat. It looked like a little hat that had thrown up all over my head. So, a little plastic hat. Oh, my tummy just went weird. Oh, I gave Uncle Sausage's mobile phone to a neighbour today. Because I thought, I didn't want it. It's an Android phone. It's only probably a year or two old, actually. It's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not a cheap phone. But I use Apple, and I've been using Apple phones or iPhones for a long time now. Like, too long to change. I'm kind of, I don't want to change now. I don't have to learn something new. So I actually ended up giving away a better phone than the one I've already got. Because mine's probably 6 years old now. Yeah, probably 6 years. Maybe 5 years. That one was probably a year or two. This squeak. You hear that? Squeaky desk. Squeaky desk. I remember once I spent, and this is it's a long time ago. This is, well, not a long time, but it's probably 7 years, 6 years ago, 7 years. I had a different YouTube channel to the one I got now, and I spent about £200 promoting my videos, or maybe less than that, but it was still a fair bit of money on YouTube. Like, it wasn't spam. I actually used the YouTube platform to promote my own videos, and they shut me down after that. I mean, it did improve. It increased my viewership, subscribers, and all that stuff. But then they shut me down. I mean, what? Really? I couldn't believe it. I was ever so surprised. I don't know why that's funny. I was ever so surprised. Ever so surprised. Ooh. It has been one of the nicest days today, weather-wise. I mean, we've had, like, over the weekend, maybe Friday as well, I can't remember, really windy, like proper gale force winds in the UK, or across Britain, or whatever you want to call it. But today, there was a light breeze. It wasn't warm this morning, but this afternoon it was nice. I mean, personally, I'm not one of these people that looks and sees it sunny and decides to walk around in shorts and a t-shirt, because I'm able to realise that it's October and it's not summer, and although it might be sunny, it's not shorts and t-shirt weather in October. Some would argue. And by the way, what is it with adult men wearing shorts now? I stopped wearing shorts when I left junior school. So why are people walking around in shorts? I mean, like, actually, like, day-to-day shorts. I understand if you're on a beach or if you're on holiday, but, like, actually walking around like it's okay. Like, no one's going to notice. All those knobbly knees, wobbling around, knobbling around. When did that happen? Or is it always been like that? And perhaps I've just never noticed before. I don't know. I generally don't wear shorts. It's because, I know it's going to sound weird, but if I go out in shorts, and especially if I go onto the main road, I'm worried about the traffic. Vinnie just did the really weird fart. Are you okay, Vinnie? Do you need a poo-poo? Do you need a toilet? Do you want to go outside for a toilet? Right. I'm back. He had a wee-wee, but that's all he did. I heard him fart. I was thinking, oh. But no. It wasn't an indicator of a certain bodily function requirement. Maybe he was just having fun. I don't know. Maybe just contributing to the podcast. Podcast. Like he is now with his little bone thing that he's chewing on. Just discovered a nice new little game to play. Is say verbally out loud the opposite of what's happening. And you can kind of do that with a dog. So I said, I got to the stairs, the bottom, coming back upstairs, I said, okay then, downstairs. And he walked upstairs. I said, good girl. And he got to my door. I said, I'll just lock the door, unlocked it. I said, now, go out the door, out of the flat. And he goes into the flat. I said, I'll just open the door. I closed it. And I said, I'll just unlock the door, and I locked it. Take the chain off. And I took the chain on. And it's weird, but I had a sense of accomplishment. Only as I verbalise it to you now do I realise how ridiculous that is. I don't think I'm going to win any awards today, do you? That was ridiculous. That was just, yeah, maybe it's not a good idea. I don't know how long I could keep going as well, because eventually, I mean, I might end up doing it automatically, and that's probably not a good place to go. You know what I mean? So, there's been 3 active users in the last 30 minutes on my website. That's nice. Oh. But I haven't had any, as far as I'm aware, haven't had any new people join my group, my Facebook group. But I haven't had more, I don't know. I've had 68 views from 65 viewers, but no clicks, so no one's actually visited. So I've spent 44 pence out of £2. So I've got a trial. It's £14 for a week. I can have it £1 a day if I want. That's a minimum. So I thought, it's just a trial. I just want to see if it works, you know, and the other one is £1 a day. And I can stop it at any time. So if it's not working, I can just stop it. And so if after 3 days I think, oh, it's like, you know, £6, I can just say bye, and I'll pay it at the end of the month or whatever. It would be nice. I mean, no link clicks. But then again, they're seeing it, aren't they? They're seeing the "Let Me Bore You to Sleep." That's 68 views 68 people or 65 people that wouldn't have seen that otherwise. So you know what I mean? It's going to be thousands and thousands of people get to see the "Let Me Bore You to Sleep." Whether or not it's going to be, they click on the link, and thousands of people are going to get to see that's the podcast, but the website "Let Me Bore You to Sleep" and stuff. So, yeah, whether people click on it or not, I don't know. I don't know. But we will see, those of us in the Jason Newland's Boring group, we'll see if suddenly we get an influx, because at the moment we've got 229 members, 229. And I've never really put much effort into actively getting people to join, other than just mentioning it on my podcasts. That's it, really. It takes a couple of seconds. I just, you know, please join my Facebook group. It's the grooviest place to be, don't you know? But then I'm thinking, are people going to join it if they don't even know what I do? There'd be no point for them to join it, would there? Really? We'll see. I did look at some of the stats, and I was very, very surprised. Because it had there on the group, on the Jason Newland's Boring group, it had stats, and I didn't understand it. That's a weird noise. Is that Vinnie? Vinnie, was that you making weird noise? Engagement. Right. Okay. Right, so a little bit less posts than normal today. It's because I've done a couple of posts. All right, there's been a bit of engagement, a little bit. 11th of August, okay. So I saw something and it confused me. Membership. Wow. Is it saying how many people? No. Who wants to know who is the top contributors to Jason Newland's Boring group on Facebook? Who wants to know? Anyone? So this is the last 28 days, okay? So we could... No, it's not letting me change the date. I'm going to start at number 10. Marg. So, it should be this, like, you know, the charts. And at number 10, fresh in number 10, Marg. Number 9, Julia. Number 8, Tammy. Number 7, up 2 points. I don't know. But anyway, number 7, Maria. Number 6, Cheryl. Number 5, Anne. Number 4, Christine. Number 3, Rich. Number 2, Hope. And number 1, for the 700th week in a row, it's Jason Newland. Yeah, I post more stuff, don't I? Because it's my stuff I'm posting. Posted 15 things in the last 30 days? That's not right, is it? That's things I've written. Posts. 15 posts in 30 days. That's weird. It doesn't make sense. The reason why it doesn't make sense is because I've done way more than 30 posts, 30 recordings in the last 28 days. So the idea that I've only done 15 recordings in 28 days is silly. In fact, let me have a look. No, yes. No, please don't. Don't worry, I'll do it quick. So, what we're doing, September August the 7th. Okay, August the 7th. August the 7th. Come on. Wow. There's a lot of finger action here. What? September the 7th, not August. What am I talking about? September. Maybe I have only done that. Maybe have I had a lot of time off? I don't know. I lose track if I'm honest with you. Right, so let's go. 1429. And now I'm at 1454. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. So it's 25 Let Me Bore You to Sleeps I've done in the last... In fact, it's more than that, because... let's say 25, 26 in the last 30 days or 28 days. Which is, I think, quite good. 25 and 28 only leaves like a few days, doesn't it, where I didn't do a new recording. Yeah. I might have also done some other recordings as well. I can't remember. I wonder if I'm able to promote my YouTube channel. Why would I want to? Stop being so rude. I might want to. You wouldn't want to, would you? I might. Who is this? Someone's moaning that there's no music. Music? People love moaning. Okay, so YouTube channel's going alright. It's basically my format doesn't really suit YouTube format, but YouTube have introduced podcasts, and that's what I've got on there. So uploading 6 new recordings every day, if I do one recording a day, is not ideal for YouTube patients or clients or customers, whatever you want to call them. YouTube patients. What's someone moaning about, saying maybe there's one without any music and I accidentally uploaded it without music and put music. Oh, come on. It don't matter, does it really? Generally, in the great scheme of things, I mean, it's the 5-hour version. Listen to the 10-hour version. Mind you, if the 5-hour version doesn't have music, the 10-hour version's not going to either. Let me just check to see if it's got any music, shall we? Yeah, come on then. Hello, and welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name's Jason, and this is Let Me Bore You to Sleep. All you can hear is Vinnie in the background, like licking his, I think he's drinking his water. But yeah, there is music, but it is quite low, to be fair. But it's hard to gauge the sound of the music level with the talking, because sometimes the talking's a little bit louder, sometimes it's a little bit less, and the music, you know, I do my best. I'm not an expert, I do my best. I hope it's good enough, but it's never good enough, is it? But as Buddy Holly once said, he said, you try and please everyone, you will end up not pleasing anyone. And he also said, oh, it's fine, the weather will be fine. And anyway, it's raining in my heart. It's quite interesting looking through some of the comments that people have left over the years, well, over the last 2 years, and the amount of people that have a little moan, and I find it quite funny because I like to have a little moan as well. It's like, I don't like it when you sing. Okay. I don't like it when I was really relaxed and I heard the birds singing. Well, I'll put a sign out for the birds, so hopefully I'll stop that. What's next? And you might not know this about me, I can be quite sensitive sometimes, especially to what I may perceive as criticism. And I have a bit of an internal tantrum. But I understand kind of where it's coming from, because I'm on Facebook sometimes, and what was it? There was a post on Facebook earlier, and it was about Robbie Williams, who's a singer in the UK, talking about having internal Tourette's. I'd never heard of that, and I didn't read the article. Quite often these articles are just made up by AI and just half made up anyway. So I don't know if it's a real thing. But there was this big discussion about people and stuff that they were saying, and it's very predictable. And just going on about, of course, he got diagnosed with it. If you're rich, you can get diagnosed with anything you want. It's like, okay, a little bit cynical. And someone else saying, yeah, he's probably got ADHD as well, and he's probably got everything. And someone else was even questioning whether or not Tourette's even existed. That's what got me, because I've got a good friend I've known for a long, long time who has Tourette's, and the idea of someone saying it doesn't exist, it was a little bit, I don't want to go heavy, but like when my uncle caught COVID and unfortunately didn't make it, and I was hearing people just talking, oh, it's all made up COVID, it's not real, you know, that's stuff. Like, it's a little bit, ooh. And then I just thought, okay, I nearly started typing away. Oh, what do you know about Tourette's? You haven't got a clue. I've known someone for 30 odd years, 35 years who's got Tourette's, and it's one of the, and I thought, you know what am I going to gain from that? What am I going to gain? Apart from feeling ecstatically happy for a few seconds probably. And then, like, what? What's it going to give me? And also something, I know this person who works for the government in the special services. I think it's more kind of internet surveillance, internet secret service kind of stuff, but like online stuff. And I talked to him about Quora, and he explained to me what it was. Because I keep getting things. I know what it is, but I said there was a question on there the other day, and we were just chatting, and he said to me, I said to him, I couldn't believe what I was reading there. It was, someone said, oh, I'm married with my wife, and our son passed away 2 days ago, and she's still upset. She hasn't got over it yet. Should I get a divorce? That is the most ridiculous question ever that no one in the world, I don't think, would ever ask a question like that. The questions are seriously ridiculous on a level of I can't even, But apparently, he said, it's just spam. It's made up. The questions are made up. The answers are made up in order to get people engaged. And they post the most ridiculous things and the questions, and they try and get people upset, and so it's all planned, really. I'm just looking at some weird stuff. I mean, I know some of it's going to be real, but it can't. To me, it's a little bit like Viz's Reader's Stories. Viz was a magazine, it's still around, I think. It's like a comic, an adult comic, like the Dandy or the Beano or Whizzer and Chips, but for adults. And back in the late 80s, what I found absolutely hilarious. It was just ridiculously funny because it was just wrong. Everything about it was wrong. And they'd have these silly stories, that all about like Reader's Wives, not Reader's Wives, that's the wrong thing. Reader's Stories. Sorry, I realise what I said, but a lot of people won't know what I said, so it's fine. I'll move on. Not Reader's Wives, Reader's Stories, not Reader's Husbands either. Read tips. It used to have these things like tips, and one was tie a carpet tile, a square carpet tile, to each of your feet, and you'll never need to buy a carpet. It was that kind of really just silly stuff. And this is a bit like that. Quora, Quora, it seems to be a similar kind of thing. And obviously on YouTube, oh man, YouTube, there's videos, clearly AI, but they've got someone helping a shark, and they're pulling it onto the boat, and they're just like stroking it, and they're looking after it, and it's like, it's just clearly AI. And there's another person walking up to a lion or whatever, and getting on and riding it around and stuff. Like, what are they teaching the kids, man? If you see a lion, don't try and stick a saddle on it. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to find the most. There's got to be a most popular one. Following spaces. What would be the most popular? History. If I go psychology, come on, let's go to psychology. Okay, and again, some of it is just like, what? Dating for mature singles. Share your feelings and emotions with someone. Find an online buddy today. Never real pictures though, are they? Not reality pictures, I mean. So if you're a mature man, that, yeah, okay, sure. Psychological facts about women. Not my words, these are the words from this thing, okay? And it's got a lady with glasses, looks like she's reading a book in a library, but again, AI. So tell you what I don't understand about AI is why, because you can now make a lot of the models now, you know, in videos and even live streams and stuff. Apparently, I don't know if myself from personal experience, but you can actually, it's almost like you have an AI partner, an AI person to converse with, whether on the phone, by chatting, or by even talking on a screen. So yeah, but my question is, why, if it's AI, why do they sometimes put flaws on them? I say flaws, it's not a flaw, but it's like okay, I'm trying to say it without, it's like, if it's AI, you'd think everything would be, well, first of all, it's AI, it doesn't need makeup, whether it's a man or a woman. It doesn't need makeup if it's AI, does it? It'd be like, everything would be perfect, skin would be exactly like unblemished. I mean, if I was an AI, but okay, all I'm saying, if I did an AI version of me, the way I'm looking, I wouldn't have a big red nose and a bald patch, you know? I wouldn't have a belly, a beer belly, and ears sticking out. I would, I mean, if it was me, I suppose I have to, but I'd make it look more human, you know what I mean? I'd maybe take some of those blemishes and make myself look half something normal. What disgusts you? Okay, people like this. I don't know how many of you read this. Okay, I can't even bother to read it. Okay, here we go. This is these are interesting facts. Interesting psychology facts. You just don't have a fart. It's really weird. They got a picture. Okay, I won't tell you. Looking at your mouth. So this is an interesting psychological fact, apparently. If someone looks at your mouth whilst talking, they might be thinking about kissing you. They might also be thinking about, how come you don't know about the white gunk in the corners of your lips? Or did you not know that there's something in between your teeth? Or maybe they're just like, it could be anything, couldn't it? Fear and love. I mean, I look at people's mouths, but I don't want to kiss them. Fear and love. Meeting someone in a scary situation can make you fall in love more easily. Now we know. Isn't it? That's all serial killers really want, isn't it? Just want love, baby. Opposites don't attract. We usually don't like people. Oh, really? Okay. It took a psychologist to come up with this. We usually don't like people who see the world. We usually like people who see the world the same as we do. We usually don't like people who see the world differently. I mean, really? Again, I don't get into politics, but that's a good example, isn't it, of people not seeing eye to eye, as it were. Opposites don't attract. Well, a lot of men and women are attracted to each other, and they're opposites. Women and humour. Many women like men who are funny. Many women like men who are funny and a bit sarcastic. See, there was a time when you'd have apostrophes and they'd break the sentence up so you could see, you know, because this is, many women like men. Okay. Many women like men who are funny. Many women like men who are funny a bit. Huh? Many women like men who are funny. I was thinking, okay, some men are funny and a bit sarcastic, but also many women are as well. But no, it's many women like men who are funny and a bit sarcastic. I mean, I would argue that I have the ability of a certain degree of humour within human interactions. And I'm sitting here night after night with a farting Jack Russell who shares my bed. Wow. Staying in touch after a breakup. If you stay in touch, it often means one person still has feelings or never cared much. It would make your mind up. If you stay in touch, it often means one person still had feelings or never cared much. I mean, you basically just gone either side, haven't you? If you stay in touch with someone, it means something or nothing. I've only stayed in touch with one girlfriend, or ex-girlfriend rather, and I'm good friends with her now, but all the others, I mean, it's been a while, but there was a few over the years. Don't ask me to name them. Okay, I'll try. Sherry, Cherry, and Michelle. Mariah, Carrie, Whitney. Should have been Georgia. So Georgia is someone from a long time ago, and she liked me, but I didn't take the hint, the obvious hint that she liked me, because I couldn't figure out why she liked me. Vinnie. Wow, honestly, I don't know what's wrong with him tonight. He's been like that all night. He's been doing that. Thinking loops. We can't stop thinking about something because we keep bringing it up in our minds. I need to open the window. I tell you what, when a fart's really bad, when you're literally on the top of a mountain, in the middle of a hurricane, and you can still smell your own fart, that's when you know it's a bad one. Why would you be standing on the top of a mountain in a hurricane? If you can smell a fart in a hurricane, that's a medical situation, I think. Whew, Vinnie. Workplace romance. Romances at work are often more likely to lead to marriage than meeting someone at a bar or a friend's house. See, that makes sense. Let's be serious for a second. That makes sense because, to me, even though you're at work, being somewhere for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, year in, year out sometimes, means it's very difficult to hide who you are, who you really are. I mean, some people get away with it, but generally, you know, everyone would get to know that I was moody. And they'd be very confused when I came in and I wasn't up, you know, if I wasn't like how they thought I should be. And then you got all day, are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, you're okay. And then 3 hours later, I'm not now. I'm not okay because everyone keeps asking me if I'm okay. I'm not okay, am I? Because of that. But you get to know someone like really well, especially if you're sitting next to them for 8 hours a day. I mean, how many dates would you have to go on where you would have that kind of communication where it's just you and them for 8 hours sitting next to each other outside of a marriage, perhaps? You know, if you're sleeping with someone, but then that's asleep, it's not the same thing. So if you're not, even if you're married or you're living with someone, you're probably not going to be spending 8 hours a day with them awake. But if you're working with someone and you sit at a desk with them or opposite them, you're perhaps spending, 39, 40 plus hours a week. And likelihood is you're not going to be doing that with your partner. So in a way, you kind of get to know them in a different way. I mean, there's certain ways you won't get to know them. There's only some ways you can get to know someone. I mean, intimacy obviously is one thing, but then doing their laundry. I do my own laundry. I don't think it's fair for anyone to have to touch my underpants. It's just not. It's not on. It's not fair. It just isn't. I used to buy my laundrette lady, I used to buy her presents at Christmas. I did. The year before I moved there, I bought her a car. Honestly, she deserved it. She said, it's only a Mercedes, I wanted a Rolls Royce. I said, next year. See, if that was a true story, I kind of ruined it by saying Porsche, didn't I? Or Mercedes, whatever car I said. Because obviously I wouldn't have that. I can't quite afford all that in it. You know what I mean? You get me? In it. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. So, wait a second. Some of these questions, or these things on Quora, are just silly. But it makes sense. The workplace romance. I met... How many relationships have I come from work? Oh, when I was in a chip shop, I liked someone called Wendy, but she didn't like me back. Then I worked at the co-op and I liked someone there, but she didn't like me back. And then I worked in a meter factory, like electric meters. I liked someone there, she didn't like me back. Then I moved to London. liked someone there, they didn't like me back. Okay, this is not a good example, but I'm trying to think of places where it did work. Oh, yeah, when I was in the bakery, asked out someone she was a temp kitchen staff. I'm watching you, Vinnie. It's almost like he's absolutely starving hungry, and he's not, because he's had something to eat. He's had a sausage. He's got dry food down there. He's just being very greedy today. So yeah, I asked her out. She stood me up, because basically we had someone that kept having time off, so we had agency temps coming in. So she came in one day and we hit it off. Well, I thought we did. Then she stood me up, because this is the days before mobile phones, and if I wanted to phone her, I didn't have a telephone number at that time, but you'd have to call them from a phone box, which is just, or from your home phone. But if you was meeting someone, you'd have to call them from a phone box, and it was just, I don't know why I'm saying it like that. A phone box, not a phone box, but a phone box. So she stood me up. Probably thought she'd never see me again, but she wasn't that lucky. She came back, I think. So I saw her on the Friday, arranged to see her on a Saturday. She didn't turn up Saturday night. Vinnie's really... Can you please leave my stuff alone, then? And then she turned back up on the Wednesday, I think. And the first thing she did is like, I don't think she ever thought she'd be back there. And she was embarrassed. And she was like, oh, sorry about that. And I said, don't worry about it. I didn't want to talk to her, really. It's like, yeah, okay. And he said, oh, we can still meet up. I said, no. And we did. And we were in a relationship till the summer. Yeah, till the summer. Till the summer. Well, not just till the summer. I mean, she went away. That was the summer. I think it's about August, September. About September time. And so this is probably from about April to September. So that was one relationship in work, kind of. I mean, she was only there one day and then she didn't come back again. But we still ended up dating and falling in love. And the next one, where was the next one? Probably, yeah, the next one, as far as work-based, a lot of my places I worked was just men. Then in '96, I was a security guard, and I got a lot of attention from the nurses at that time, and some of them, because I was doing a night shift, and at least 4 of them stood up all night, I mean individually on their own, stayed up all night talking to me on different occasions. And then one spent more time than anyone else, and we ended up in a relationship. So yeah, I'd probably say she was the last person that I was in a relationship with, that I had those kinds of feelings for. and that ended in 97. So between 1997 and now, I haven't really had those feelings for anyone that I've dated. It's weird, isn't it? Not that I don't like people. I like people that I've dated, but just that was something different, I think. I don't know why, because we didn't get on. Perhaps opposites do attract. And after that, I didn't. No, I didn't have any relationships with anyone from work or to the rest of the 90s or during, even when I was involved in the comedy club, I didn't get together with any of the waitresses. Like, even though I was friends with them and I got on really well with a lot of them, I didn't want to. No, I'm not going to use that expression. I didn't want to, you know the expression. I don't want to, where you, you know. I just don't. The awkwardness of it. You know, dating someone, because I've seen it in the past. Two people date each other, or they fall in love, blah, blah, and then perhaps, you know, things don't work out for whatever reason, and they're still walking into the same office or to the same workplace every day, seeing each other, and the atmosphere is not always great. Never really wanted that, to be honest with you. Although I had a job I did have a job. My first sales job, proper sales job, was before I did insurance. It was selling mobile phone contracts, and there was this young lady sitting next to me who just flirted with me the whole time. I just didn't know what to do. But then I left, so nothing happened from there. Then when I went to Churchill, I actually did. There's a couple of, there's a lot of people there. A lot of people. So I liked a few people. I asked out one person, a lady on the reception. And she was friendly and nice to me, but that's kind of her job, wasn't it? To be friendly and nice to people. I asked her out, she said no. And I had to walk past her every day. That wasn't great. I think that's why I never asked. For many, many, many years, I've not asked anyone out that I really liked. Generally, like really liked them. Because then if they say, I don't ask anyone out. Why am I saying that? I never ask anyone out. Not like, would you like to go out on a date? Would you? Go on, please. I've not done that. Be your best friend? No, haven't done that since 2002. I think it's the last time I did that. And that was probably that receptionist. Or did I? I might have asked someone out in a lift once. Oh, this was at another place. So this was the insurance company, the second insurance company. She worked upstairs, not in insurance. She had a different job. It was a different company upstairs. And she always used to say hello to me, and I just liked her. She's nice. So I said, if you fancy going out sometime. And she said no. It was very weird. And then the lift stopped and broke down. It wasn't for long, but it felt like years and years and years. Because if it had happened previously, we probably just had a laugh and talk. There was nowhere to go. Physically there was nowhere to go. I almost felt like doing that thing from the movie and saying, I'll try and climb up and fix it myself. Like, who would do that? Or try and open the door and maybe sort of, climb through. Like, no. There's only like 3 floors. I don't know why she even used the lift, to be honest. But yeah, that was awkward. But I didn't work with her. I just saw her in the place where I worked. So that didn't really count, I don't think, because we weren't working together. I think the problem is I was born in this country, and there's lots of benefits to being born in this country. There's a lot of benefits. And I say this country because it's not really just an English thing. But the whole idea of the man asks the woman out in a heterosexual relationship. The man has to do the asking. And I know that's not the case. There is no has to. There's no laws. But it was always expected when I was growing up. And that's what I was taught. And even though I hear the opposite and that it's not like that now, that's how I've always experienced it. Most of the time. I've been asked out a few times, but not recently. But not very often. Got asked out once, just before I stopped counselling. So it's probably about 3 or 4 months. And was it 3 or 4 months? Maybe 6 months, I don't know. But anyway, I'm not sure, but anyway, this lady, she came for counselling and she pretty much sorted out the reason why she was coming, she was on a waiting list. Most of that stuff had been sorted out before she got to see me. And she still came, she did the 6 weeks, and on the final session, she asked me out. And I wanted to say yes. Internally, I was saying yes. I don't mean my prostate, I'm talking about in my mind. I was saying yes. I was farting yes. I wanted to. She was lovely. I liked her. I did. But I couldn't because it's just not something you can't really do. Can't date a client. Maybe in the future, but not not at that point. So I said, I can't. And I couldn't even sort of do it nicely. I said, no matter how much I want to, I can't. Because I couldn't really even say that, because that's almost being flirty and, I don't know, teasing her really, isn't it? Teasing. And I remember she left, and I just really, it was sad, because she was the first person I'd met in a long time that I liked, that liked me as well. But I didn't see her in that way, in a sense, but at the same time, she was nice. I liked her, and she wanted to date me, and any other situation it would have been a yes, but I had to say no because I was trying to be professional. And then a couple of months later, I wasn't counselling anymore. It kind of all, a lot of it had dried up, and I just stopped doing it. Maybe it dried up because you kept dating all your clients. I did not date any of my clients. It dried up because of they weren't getting the money to keep the services running. So that's just how it is, how it was back then. And I've replayed that scenario in my head over and over and over again, and I still do, which is weird considering it was about 2012, maybe even 2013. But 12, 13 years ago, it's ridiculous. I was like, oh. The way at the time I was thinking, you know what, I just spent 3 years studying full time a degree to get this qualification, and I spent 3 years, then I also just spent, so I qualified in 2009, then I did the degree year in 2010, so like 2010, 11, 12, so I did another 4 years practice with clients. So I wasn't prepared to chuck that away by being unprofessional. So there's a hero. I'm trying to think of any other. So that was a workplace unprofessional potential relationship that didn't happen, and it never would happen. I'm not a professional anymore, but I wouldn't do that if I was a therapist. That'd be in the same way I wouldn't want to date my therapist. She's really fit. No, I wouldn't want to date. I wouldn't. No, maybe, I don't know. I definitely would. I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know. There's no way of knowing, is there? But there are certain feelings I think for someone would have for a therapist. It's just natural to have a fondness, to have some kind of a special feeling towards them. Not romantic necessarily, but just respectful, I don't know, something. So going forward, have I asked anyone else? There was someone that I really, there was somebody that I really liked a heck of a lot when I was counselling. And we worked together. Nothing ever happened. But we just get on. We got on so well. Sort of same kind of sense of humour. Yeah, I really liked her a lot. And then I got unwell and I kind of stopped doing all that stuff, and I didn't really see her anymore. I think we met up for coffee once and then that was it. It's a little bit, it turned out, I guess, that it was just a work-based relationship or friendship. And once the work was finished, there was nothing to talk about. But yeah, I did like her, and that was the last job I had, really. So I haven't had an opportunity to have a work-based relationship or romance. There was a weird one. There was this when I first moved to this, the first insurance job, I had a real thing for this female. I say female just instead of saying their name, if that makes sense. So a human, and again, she didn't even know really that I existed. And I really liked her. I did talk to her a bit, but it was weird because I'd gone from being very quite sociable and confident to not being like that anymore when I was no longer in London. It sort of seemed to change me. And I didn't have that confidence I used to have around women that I did before, or around anyone really. Anyway, she started dating another bloke that was there, and it was all a big thing, all lovey-dovey and stuff, And it was weird because we were all sitting at the bar, a lot of us, like just out of work, just talking. And we were looking at someone said, "Where's Steve gone?" I don't know whatever his name was. And it's how he's gone to the toilet. And someone said, "Yeah, he's there, look, he's on the screen." And there was actually a camera in the lobby. So there's a men's toilets, women's toilets, and there was a settee or sofa. Then there's a camera on that whole area. And the TV was showing the footage from the camera. So he's walking up there, and who comes out of the toilet but that female that I used to like, but she was in a relationship with someone else, and they start getting it, smooching, shall we say, not knowing that they're on camera being watched by about 30 people that work with them. Very awkward. I hate to say it was also very funny, but just in the situation, it was kind of, some of the things that people were saying was very funny, because it was I don't know how to explain it, but it was there was no way in the world that he wasn't going to find out about it. Her boyfriend wasn't going to find out, because literally the next day everyone went to work, and I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't want no involvement in that. But it's like the whole sales floor was just looking at him, waiting until someone told him. And someone always tells. Someone has to. They have to break. They can't keep it in. And then it was fireworks. But it turned out actually he was a nice bloke. Not that I thought he was horrible before, but he was actually an okay bloke. So I kind of got to know him a little bit later, but not hugely. But I used to sit in with interviews and stuff when he interviewed people, because he was the team leader. And I used to look after his team when he was on holiday. So I was like the surrogate team leader temporarily for a week or two. That was weird though. It was. I forgot all about that until just now. Oh, the good old days. Dear, dear. Saying thank you, using thank you often makes you seem kinder. It's called politeness. See, that's the thing. In England, we say thank you, please, and thank you. It's expected. So if you come here from another country that doesn't say please and thank you, it doesn't matter what you look like, what your accent is, what language you speak. If you don't say please and thank you, we don't like it. It's a custom. It's a bit like, I suppose it's like in Japan, bowing. Well, not just in Japan, but other places, in sort of Asia, bowing is a sign of respect. Saying please and thank you is a sign of respect. It's not about kindness. Not to English people. It's about it's about being respectful to someone. Awkward silence, because I see in like movies where someone walks into a bar and says, "Yeah, let's have a beer." Like, that would not work in this country unless you know the bar manager. If you know the pub owner, you might be able to say, "Yeah, beer." But it doesn't sound right when I say it. Please, can I have a beer, please? Please, thank you very much. Please, thanks. Just the idea of just taking it. And in Frasier, you get all my references are from Frasier and Cheers. In Frasier, they're in a coffee place and they get the coffees. The amount of time they don't even say thank you to the waitress or the waiter who brings the coffee over. That is not on here. It doesn't matter if you're in the middle. It doesn't matter what you're doing, right? You have to say thank you to the waitress or the coffee person delivering the coffee. Even if you're in the middle of a brain surgeon, you need to stop and say thank you. You haven't got to take your gloves off. You might have to if you're going to drink coffee. You don't want to be spilling it in their brain. But although caffeine's supposed to be quite good for your brain now, isn't it? I found out. Yeah, apparently. Caffeine's quite good for memory retention, according to another expert, a neuroscientist. A lot of neuroscientists out there that disagree with each other. Awkward silence. So a few seconds of silence with someone you don't know well can feel awkward. Really? Was that needed to be really? What, really? Obviously. First impressions. Your actions create an impression before you even speak. Yeah, but I mean, literally, if you just if you see someone the first time and what they do is climb up a ladder and just fart loudly through a trumpet, yeah, that's going to leave a lasting impression. But generally, especially if it's a job interview, but generally, I always used to say, first impressions only last if you never see the person again. If you see the person again, that first impression is very, very quickly distinguished or extinguished, especially if the first impression is of me being intelligent. That is washed away very quickly once you get to see me regularly. Voice changes. Your voice sounds slightly different when you talk to someone you like. Oh, okay. Let's try this. So, I'll talk to my poo bag. So let's have a look. I'll say talk to Vinnie. Hi Vinnie, you right mate? Good boy. Now talk to the poo bag. Hi baby, how you doing? I love you. Oh, you're such a lovely poo bag. No, I didn't see any difference. Didn't hear any difference, did you? You'd think, it sounded a lot different with Vinnie, knowing how much I love him. But no. Again, it's a smelly old pool bag. Pool bag? Smelly? It's not smelly. It's only been used 3 times. So I'm going to go. Thank you very much for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you do deserve to be happy. Be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. Lots of love. Bye.